Next up is not only a pioneer, but we could actually move into that category of artisan. This gentleman makes beautiful works of art out of surfboards. Bud Gardner, in 1959, when he was 13, saw the movie Gidget about Kathy Koner surfing waves with Dora and the Malibu crew, and Bud got stoked for the first time. He knew what he wanted to do, was not only ride surfboards, but to make them. And in 1964, at a junior in Miami Beach High School, he made a miniature 3-foot surfboard, to exact specifications. Turned it into a clock, because what else could you do with a 3-foot surfboard? He went to the local manufacturer in Miami and showed it to him, and the guy was so enamored with it, he swapped him out for a brand new custom surfboard. And at that point, Bud decided, I'm going to make these things for real. So he hung out with the likes of Gene Eichenbrenner and Dick Catry, and then 2 years later, in May '66, Bud started his own surfboard company. And today, just like then, he still has the stoke. The more difficult and fancier the custom surfboard order is, the better Bud likes, because he likes less to think about it as work and more likes a challenge to creativity, and that's what keeps him stoked. Bud's now been stoked on surfboards for over 50 years and has made a lot of surfers stoked, young and old, through 44 years of Bud Gardner's surfboard. Ladies and gentlemen, Bud Gardner.
Wow, that's pretty nice. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you, East Coast Surfing Hall of Fame. Thank you, Larry Pope, for nominating me. Through the years, I built a lot of surfboards all by myself, but when I needed help, I got the greatest help. Craftsmen like Joel Raff, Fred Grosskreutz, Dave O'Dietrich, E.T. Towns, Larry Pope, who I consider the best sander in the world, who probably touched more surfboards than anybody in the world. Larry Mayo, Joe Roberts, which is probably the best polisher, and a few more I can't remember, but they sure made my boards look good. And I'd like to thank them all. Thank you. First surfboard I ever saw from California was a Dewey Weber. And it was in '63, and it was beat up then. And he was like my hero, my inspiration. And years later, I met him, and I thought it was a pretty interesting story, so I think I'm going to tell it to you. I told it to his son today, Shea Weber, and he liked it. So it was 21 years ago for the Surf Expo, and it was a few months before, and I was thinking, what kind of board should I make? And back then, longboards weren't as popular as they are now. So I was looking in a 25-year-old magazine, and I see Dewey Weber sitting on the rail of a 5-stringer board, 2-inch T-band in the center, 2 offset redwoods. I said, that's the blank I'm going to do. Even back 21 years ago, that was like a $200 blank, and Clark Foam said, they haven't done one of these like in 10 years. So I got it all shaped, ready to bring it into factory. At Rainbow Surfboards, we're doing all my glasses. But they were so busy for the expo that I had to do it all myself. So I built the whole board myself. I went to the expo, helped Doug set up the booth, then it was my turn to bring in my board. So at that time, we parked in the back, and we had a shuttle service to help us move our stuff. So I told the bus driver I got a 9.6 board to bring in. He said, that's fine, I'll wait for you. So I went and got the board, and I'm putting it up on the inside the doorway. And I noticed there was hardly anybody on the bus, which was good because this was 9'6". And one of the guys got up, grabbed the nose, helped me aboard, and I put it in the aisle, sat down next to it, and he said, hey, that's some board. I haven't seen one like that in 20 years. Did you do it? And I said, yeah, I did. And I looked up, and it was Dewey Weber. And I said, Dewey. I said, man, I can't believe it. You're the first one to see it, first one to touch it, besides me. And you're the reason I built it. And he was almost as stoked as I was. And it made me sit there all day while he told me all kinds of neat stories. And it was just like really cool hanging out with that guy. He was like a great surfer. His boards were fantastic. And you look at the boards they're having now with the sun taking over, and they're still top quality. So that's my Dewey Weber story. Thank you. I'd also like to thank Kathy Kohner-Zuckerman for giving me the stoke from her movie that they made about her in '59, starring Sandra Dee. Kathy's still surfing. She still has the stoke, and so do I. So I'm sorry she's not here, but she had no plans coming east, but she's here a lot. So if you ever get to meet her, it'll be stoking for both of you, because she's still cool. She's one that started it, I figure. I figure she's like the first lady of surfing, because so many people got stoked because of that movie Gidget. And I'm still stoked. Thank you.